I live in Wisconsin, but at heart, I'm a Buffalo girl. And this story is about my mother, Marie Nawadley, a woman from Buffalo, New York, who was famous for her Texas sheet cake. Why it's called Texas sheet cake? I have no idea. For Mom, Dad, and the 5 of us kids growing up in Buffalo, Texas could have been the moon. But here's what I do know. It may be the best chocolate cake with chocolate frosting ever. At least my mother's version was. And everybody wanted the recipe. She gave it out all the time. Years ago, and here's the heart of this story, when I visited Buffalo and the house where I grew up, my working mother self was instantly transformed into my teenagey, lazy self who lazed around in a crummy plaid robe. My kids ate way too many donuts and watched cartoons, and I sat at the kitchen table while my mother made yet another Texas sheet cake for yet another event. And while I read People magazine and licked spoons, she said, almost like confession, "You know, Shell, the recipe I give out isn't exactly how I make it. I mean, the ingredients are all there, but it's not exactly the way I make it." What? Whoa, wait a minute. Was this my Polish, Catholic, rosary-saying, rule-playing mother? The one whose drink of choice was ginger ale, the one who was always at least 20 minutes early for everything, just to be on the safe side. Now telling me that she didn't give out her exact recipe? This was big. 2 words: go, Mom. But here's the thing I learned along the way. Being a rule player and choosing that safe side didn't make her weak. Not at all. 15 years ago, on September 4th, 2001, my mother died suddenly. During her funeral at the church, where she'd probably brought 1 million Texas sheet cakes to 1 million different things, the priest said, "Will those of you who worked with Marie at a school, church, or community event, please stand up?" The place was packed, and most of the people in the church stood. Then he looked at them and said very slowly, "You have very big shoes to fill." And everybody in the place knew he was talking about way more than a chocolate cake. And at that moment, I'm not sure I have ever felt so proud of my mother or to be her daughter. I also remember that priest's eyes, and suddenly he was just this very sad man who frankly couldn't even come up with any God's plan stuff, especially since he just buried my dad in the same church just 6 months before. we'd all lost so much. So much generosity, so much talent. This incredible ability to bring order to any situation and make it work and make it beautiful. We'd lost so much straight up rule-playing goodness. Sometimes I look at the recipe that I keep in my journal. It's on wrinkled pink paper written in her beautiful Catholic school handwriting. Sometimes I think about trying it. I mean, I do kind of know the secret. Yes, of course I asked her. Mother, what is the secret? Tell me. But I always change my mind. I've never made it, not once. For me, I think it's worse to get close to what you really want than to just not have it at all. When I go back to Buffalo now, it's usually the guys who will be the ones to say to me, hey, remember the Texas sheet cake, that awesome Texas sheet cake? Nobody makes it like your mother did. And I smile, and I agree, and I think back to that time at the kitchen table and to the response I should have given her. Geez, Mom, it doesn't matter what recipe you give them, does it? The secret ingredient? It's you. It's you. Thank you.